Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are doing the prompt window from Meg's journals, Junk Journal July. She's created the prompts and has a bunch of people doing different videos every day. And at the end of the day, the mystery, because I like doing my own prompts too, but the mystery of, even though you have the list ahead of time, the mystery of someone else's prompts and maybe what they were kind of thinking. I had stuff all over this table, so I had to get rid of it. But what they were thinking, even though I don't want to duplicate what they may have thought, but it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge. So now that I've cleaned off my desk, I'm going to do a couple little things in my Hobonichi first. I already had this thought process when I saw the prompt window. I knew immediately what I wanted to do, and it's kind of, in my head, a no-brainer for this prompt. But it was going to be quick. So I just decided to do a little bit of Hobonichi before and after the prompt. So there's more Hobonichi afterwards. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But I like making a little bit longer videos. I try to make a little bit longer videos on the weekends because people have more time. You can always speed them up. Full disclosure, I hardly watch anybody's videos in real time. I always speed them up. That's why I think I'm an adult ADD person, because I just can't sit there that long. And I know people talk slowly to get there, to enunciate correctly. I'm not a huge fan of enunciation, personally. I don't follow those rules. I don't follow anybody's rules. I follow my own. But just a little bit of a switch up. I'm doing the only way I could make this video a little bit longer is to add a little bit of Hobonichi. Is it required? No. Do I have to make long videos on the weekend? No. I am my own person here, and I do it all, and I try to just make longer videos on the weekends. So in order to try to keep that thought process going, even though I've been off this whole time, because we've had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for our weekend here in a lot of places, even though my husband had to do a bunch of work yesterday. The girl that works in his office is gone, although she came back last night. It's kind of like a weekend, a holiday weekend here, because 4th of July fell on Thursday. And I'm still doing my coffee. Okay, you see that painting of Vincent van Gogh's? There's a window in it, right? Right. So the rest of my prompt, I am, on this piece of paper, I am doing what he sees out the window, and I'm going to attach it. Not behind the window because that space is small, but the green paper that was already there from the junk journal portion of this accordion is blends with all of it. And I'm just doing a signature swirl of Mr. Van Gogh's, and then discovering that half of this pencil container, not this one, but another one, is full of water brushes. So I put those in the drawer labeled brushes, and now I have more room for cool color pencils. Anyhow, some of these pencils don't show up on this paper that's painted, and it's mixed media paper, so it's a little thicker, and it was painted with acrylic paper a very long time ago. Some of the stuff I found in scraps, and here's all these water brushes I keep finding. I'm like, there's like a never-ending bottom here of water brushes. There's another empty Jane Davenport that I can fill. Another little tiny paintbrush. I'm like, how many were in here? 5 or 6? Crazy. Anyhow, I go with a little bit darker colors in places because, and some greens, because some of the pencils don't show up on this acrylic color. And it's just my interpretation of a Van Gogh swirl, kind of going by the Lego swirls that I've been making. Lego update. You didn't see it today, and you won't see it today because I'm stumped still at the tree, and I think I'm going to have to take all the branches off, and it's that tree that's on the paint palette lid right there in the lower left-hand corner. That tree, which I think is kind of like a spruce tree or something in those designs, whatever. Anyhow, I think I'm going to have to take it apart. I know, because somehow my attach device is not going to attach to the mothership. It's not long enough. I messed up someplace. Either that or I can maybe decrease my base a little bit to compensate for what I did wrong somewhere along the line way back when. Anyhow, so I didn't work on it at all yesterday, and it's in the same place it was on the video that I showed you yesterday. So that's the Lego update of our video. But in seeing all those swirls, the way they did them in Legos, I kind of just, in my head, I'm duplicating one of those swirls, but just trying to make it a tad Van Gogh-ish. Now my husband's wandering around the house calling me Van Beth. No, thanks. Not Van Beth. But anyhow, he's just being silly. But we walked this morning at 6:15. It was so hot. We got a tiny splash of rain here last night. For a minute, it rained hard, and all the trees that are already losing leaves, they're all over the driveway. One of the trees that we have, a river birch that sheds its tree bark, it's all over the place. And of course, my husband washed my car yesterday, so, it figures that it would rain. But we need rain so bad. The trees are already turning yellow, and the leaves are in a false sense of the end of summer and dying. So the leaves are falling off. I'm saving a few along the way to do something with. I don't know what. But anyhow, here is our view from Vincent van Gogh's window. Hold on a sec. Okay, I have somebody here helping me with my voiceover. Hopefully he will not start barking. Start barking. Oh, hush. I had to move your paws. You were falling. Anyhow, and hopefully he won't edit my laptop here that I'm doing the voiceover on. Daddy has to go get milk. You know how he is about his milk, okay? He'll be back in just a minute. For those of you that are new, I have a very, very anxiety-ridden dog. Anyhow, let's get back to Van Gogh. We are trimming the window so he can open the windows and see the view out his window. Now, in the journal, the view out his window is green because it's grass. But when he looks out, he sees swirls of color, of blues. So that's our story, and we're sticking to it. It was very fun doing this. And I knew as soon as I saw that prompt window, I'm like, oh, there's a painting with a window in it. That's what I'm doing. What? What's your problem? Huh? What's your problem? He's just going to get milk. He'll be right back, okay? Anyhow. He has his hand on the Mac that I edit on. His paw is like sitting right here. So if you push a button in the wrong place, bud, you're going to screw up our voiceover. Huh? Yes, you're going to screw up our voiceover. Anyhow, it has been so hot here. It was already almost 80 at 6 this morning. I'm like, if we're going to walk, we got to walk now. And we're bringing water for the dog along the way because we walk like 1.5 miles in the morning. Our little route is 1.5 miles. But I have my blood work on Wednesday for the old timers here. On April 4th, I was told by my long-standing doctor that I am on the spectrum for diabetes. I have been on the borderline for quite a while. It runs all over my dad's family. Skinny people, my dad was super skinny. Skinny people, heavy people, old people, young people, everybody in my dad's family's got it. It's just almost inevitable. And I kind of really did not know all that. There's my swirl. I really did not know all of that until my parents got much older and we started being responsible for their health before they passed away. And I knew it was I knew my dad had it because my sister had to give him shots every night, which I could not do, and he could not do. So when the doctor told me that, I was like, okay, He goes, next, because I have to go in like quarterly for a thyroid. I have a bad thyroid too. So I have to have that checked on. And it's been bouncing all over the place in the last 2 years. So every 3 months, he's like giving me a different dosage of thyroid medicine. And I'm like, all right, self, it's time to, oh, I did add something here for tomorrow's page because it had that lady on it. And I'm quite certain she was not a friend of Van Gogh's. But I'm like, okay, self, it is time to come clean. And the only thing I can do at this point is lose weight, which I know I need to do. So I got on the diabetic website, found a menu plan and what I should be eating, which I kind of figured already, what my good things and bad things were. My main bad thing is a Starbucks Frappuccino in the little bottles that you get at the grocery store, because they don't sell them in the Starbucks stores. But those things are loaded with sugar, and I know that, but I have an addiction to them. So I stopped cold turkey, and I did not have Frappuccinos for about 2 weeks, and then I went on as if I were diabetic already, a diet, and started exercising, because that had been sorely missing from my lifestyle. And since April 4th, I have lost 23 pounds. So hopefully when I go back on Wednesday, well, they're only doing the blood work on Wednesday. I go back a week from this coming Monday for the actual appointment. But hopefully, and by then I can say, oh, and by the way, I've lost 2 more pounds since the blood work. That'll be 25 pounds since April 4th. And I would love to lose 25 more. I could stand to lose 40 more, but realistically at my age, that's probably not going to happen. And my ability to exercise and or sport, I'm not athletic whatsoever. And I don't have to sport. I just had to move. I was very sedentary this winter, very. And we are now walking 1.5 miles a day, at least. Sometimes we do an extra block or so, which is like a third of a mile, just around our neighborhoods and the street, 2 or 3 streets over, just to get us moving. My husband is 15 years older than I am, so he needs to do it also. Our dog needs to do it also. And he enjoys it because he enjoys seeing what's happening in the neighborhood. So what am I doing here? This paper is a magazine page that I painted over, which is probably a Rolling Stone, which I get for free because they're not up to date on their subscriptions and they have not removed me. So it's a large piece of paper. It's a large magazine. Not very full of news anymore, in my opinion. I don't know any of the music people that they represent in there unless they're doing an oldies section. But anyhow, that was not the dog. That was my stomach growling. I have cut out carbs. I have cut out a lot of dairy from my diet. And I have a frap about once every 5 days or so. I had them in California. I did not restrict myself while I was in California. I was very cognizant of what I was eating. And like at my friend's celebration of life for her mom, they had potatoes of some kind. They had potato salad. They had a couple other things. And I'm like, nope, not eating them. So now I'm back to my Hobonichi. And what I did earlier has already dried. Just trying to add sparkles to my amazing fireworks there. But anyhow, so we are walking in the mornings, every morning, and I add a little bit. I added like our back stairs, which we live on a side of a very steep hill, and going up and down the stairs on the deck just adds a little bit more mobility and movement and all of that. I have added not sit-ups because I can't do them, but I can do chair exercises, chair aerobics. So that's what I've added. And I just added a little bit here, a little bit there, and continuously getting more into my routine of movement. It's not even really exercise, it's just movement. Move your body. Hey, do you need to move your body? Huh? Do you need to move your body? You're mighty quiet. You're mighty quiet. He's sitting right here in my lap. But anyhow, so it has helped me tremendously, and I'm hoping it shows up in the blood work. It can't hurt for whatever reason. It can't hurt. But the doctor has scolded me for years. You don't need those frappuccinos. I'm like, I know, I know, I know. And over the winter, I really went, for lack of a better word, hog wild with those things. And I knew I was bad, but I was mentally not in a great place over the winter. And from Christmas to like April, uh, Christmas till March, I was not in a very good place mentally. Still doing art, which helped probably my sanity, but um, this has proven to myself that I can lose weight as a almost senior citizen. You just have to move, and I feel so much better. My digestive system is better with little carbs and a lot less sugar. That's going to be a tennis ball when it gets older and dries uh, for Wimbledon. I hope Catherine can go to Wimbledon. She usually shows up a couple times, and especially at the end, but she's never had the health issues she's battling now. But anyhow, so that's me rambling about my health and our walks. But this morning at 6:30, it was already 80 degrees, and the humidity is just off the charts. But at least we don't have a hurricane yet here. Um, and I feel sorry for all the people in the Caribbean and the Yucatan Peninsula and all of that. It's a mess. It's a mess. And to have such a strong one so early in the season does not play well for the rest of the season. There's my ode to Wimbledon. I miss Roger Federer and I miss Rafa Nadal tremendously. But it's nice to see other people, even though, what's his name? Where's, I can't, my mind has gone blank. The other guy, um, he is, so strong. What is it? Novak Djokovic. I have off and on pride for him. But anyhow, so I tried to keep this video at a decent length for a Sunday. Probably going back out in the sun, in the water. Just sit in the water with my princess chair and try to stay cool. If not, I'm inside and I'm kind of sluggish and I need to move. I need to move. Right, Gunner? How do you feel about moving? He said, if you got a bone, I'll move anywhere. I'll move with you. This dog is so attached to my husband, for you new people. So attached. He is a Havanese, and they are very, very anxiety-ridden. We didn't realize that when we got him. And they're called Velcro dogs, and he's definitely attached to my husband. Definitely. And my husband just went to go get milk, so that was like, oh my goodness, where's Daddy gone? Why did you chase him away? We go through this every time. It's going to be interesting in a couple weeks when we leave for mid-August, when we leave for England, and my sister has to babysit him. She said, I'm not looking forward to this. He loves her dearly and likes her and knows who she is, and he'll be fine for her. Well, as fine as he can be. His personality swings rapidly. But that's the breed also. Anyhow, here's me cutting out 500 because I made 500 subscribers thanks to all you new people. I have been doing this forever. I don't do it for the purpose of getting subscribers. I do it for the purpose of community. And it's a form of creativity for me, editing these videos every day. You can obviously tell I'm not very high tech. And I just love, this is also part of my creative process that I do every day that has mentally saved me at many times. Love the endorphin rush. Somebody's licking my leg. Are you licking my leg? It has mosquito medicine on it, doesn't it? But anyhow, I have really babbled this morning. This is why I don't do voiceovers all the time either, because I babble. I get off topic very easily and forget that I'm supposed to be telling you what I'm doing. But I think this is where I end. Yeah, it is. But today is just a different kind of video. I had time to do a voiceover. Because they do take a lot longer. Oh, this is me putting this on. And this is in a Hobonichi. You do not have to have a Hobonichi. There were 1 or 2 years that I used a composition notebook from Walmart. You do not have to have a Hobonichi. I just love this paper. And when it's full, because they're not cheap, but it's the same purpose is in a composition notebook or any kind of journal. Just a daily routine of writing down anything. And Hobonichi brands it as a life book. So I put fruit labels. I put stickers off of Amazon. I put receipts. I put paraphernalia from here and there in my book. That's the opening page for July, and I'm putting in my Junk Journal July issue. So there's our view from the window. We'll be back tomorrow, which I have no clue about this upcoming prompt at all. We shall see what I do with it. Bye.